Hey y'all, so it's me Alexandra, and today I am back with a new video. So if you've seen my recent videos, you guys have seen that I have gotten into the wig game and I am absolutely loving it. I am obsessed with it. Don't worry, my natural hair will be coming back and I will be having natural hair videos. Don't think I abandoned the natural hair life. But these wigs are really, I have a mirror down here, that's why I keep looking. These wigs are really giving me so much life. This here was a $38 wig that I have literally, this is week 3 that I've been wearing this wig, and honestly it's still going strong. I wanted to come on here and show you guys how I actually wash and revive this hair. This is a synthetic wig, okay? Believe it or not, girl, this joint's synthetic. I wanted to show you guys how I actually wash and revive my synthetic wigs to keep it going 3 weeks of consecutive wearing. Like, I have been wearing this wig every single day for 3 weeks, and I plan to wear it for a little bit longer. It's a little frizzy, but you know, that's because I curled it and kind of didn't want to brush it through. But I wanted to show you guys that whole process, and let's just get into that. Okay, so I'm starting off with this wig, you know, worn. I've been wearing it for a little bit. It still looks nice, but like the ends were getting a little frizzy. You know, it's just ready to be washed and revived. As you guys can see, those ends, I mean, the ends were just like, okay, we need to do something about this. This wig wasn't completely old yet, but you know, you want to prevent it before it gets any worse. So this is the hair. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just detangle the hair. Like, I like to use a wide tooth comb. You can use a brush if you want. I just like the feeling of a wide tooth comb, and I am just going to detangle, of course, from ends to roots, just fully just detangling the hair, just because it's going to really just help throughout the rest of the process. You don't want to start with tangled hair, so just make sure you really get them ends. Make sure you're, and this is also a little like another close-up of the ends, as you guys can see, like the frizz that was going on down there. And again, I'm starting with the ends and just really working my way up, taking my time. We don't want to rip any extra hairs that we don't need, and we're just gonna really just detangle until the hair is fully detangled. And don't worry about like ruining the curl pattern or whatever. It should bounce back, honestly, after you wash it. But it's more important that the hair is really tangled and really get that nape area. You know, that's the area that's really be tangled. So now that my hair is fully detangled, I'm going to section my hair into 2 large braids and just braid them down. If your hair is like if the wig is a little bit thicker, maybe you can do small, like more braids, but I felt like 2 braids was enough for me. I'm braiding all the way to the end, and I'm going till I get both, and I'm going to braid the other section. And basically braiding the hair will make the rest of this process a little bit easier. So now we have 2 braids. So now I took the wig off my head, and I am actually just going to shampoo the hair. So the reason I braided the hair is that so during this process of me shampooing, it doesn't get tangled. So what I did was just take a bucket, put a little bit of water, enough just to soak the hair into it, and then I'm going to take the bucket with water, dunk the wig in there, and then I'm going to take my shampoo. I like to use a pretty gentle shampoo. This is the Shea Moisture Kukui Nut and Grapeseed Oil Damage Rehab Shampoo. I like to use this shampoo because it is gentle. You don't really need a super stripping shampoo. If this is your wig, just use a gentle moisturizing shampoo. And I am just going to, now that the hair is soaked in water, I'm just going to shampoo the hair. Like, I'm just going to work the shampoo through my strands to really make sure that the shampoo is in there. I also do add a little bit of shampoo to the bucket that's filled with water, so that it makes the water all like soapy and shampooy, so that when you dunk the hair back in there, it's like shampoo. But I am also going to focus on shampooing the actual wig itself, and just really, there's no technique to it. I'm just really squeezing the shampoo through the hair and just really dunking it in. Adding more is necessary. You also really want to make sure that you're getting the lace cleaned. If you have a frontal, you want to make sure that you're getting that lace area clean, because since it is a synthetic wig, you don't bleach the knots. You typically add foundation to that area, so you don't want like foundation buildup. So I just really make sure I'm really shampooing that lace area. You also want to shampoo the combs and all that stuff that touches your hair. You just want to make sure it's all clean, so just so that it's like sanitary. Then I'm just going to dunk it in the water again and just really shampoo it and just do that. And then I didn't show this on camera, but basically after this, I just rinsed the wig out in the sink just to rinse out the shampoo. And then I will empty out the bucket. I didn't show that on camera, so that's why I'm explaining that now beforehand. But here I am just adding more shampoo as desired. There's no certain amount, just until it gets cleaned and until I feel like really that lace area, because I added a lot of foundation during this time period. And then I'm just going to keep dunking it in the water till, like I said, I feel like it's clean. Like I said, I had already rinsed my hair, rinsed the shampoo out. And so next step is conditioner. Like I said, I had just rinsed the wig underneath the sink. And then I just emptied out the water. And then I refilled the bucket with clean water. So now the bucket has clean water. No shampoo left in there. And now the hair is still wet. And I'm just going to work the conditioner through the strands. I'm also going to add a little bit of conditioner to the bucket of water so that when I dunk the wig back into the bucket, it has some conditioner in that water. And I'm just really just going to condition the hair and really work it in there. And also, again, I didn't show this part on camera, after I condition this hair, I actually leave the wig in the bucket of conditioner for about 15 minutes. Sometimes I get carried away and I get to like 20 or 30 if I get lazy or forget. But I really just do it for about 15 minutes just so that the conditioner can marinate and just kind of soften the wig up and hopefully, get rid of a little bit of that frizz. But I'm really just working that in there. So now I have let the conditioner sit for about 15 minutes and I've rinsed out the wig, emptied out the water, and now my wig is just wet. And I'm going to take a t-shirt and I am going to just blot the wig. I like to use a t-shirt just like curly hair, how you use a t-shirt so that you get less frizz. I'm using a t-shirt on my wig so that I get less frizz. And as you can see, I'm going in a downward motion and just really drying the hair. But of course, it's not going to fully dry. So what I'm going to do is just hang dry it over a bucket so that the water can just like fall into the bucket. So I just have it hanging, bucket underneath, and just so it can drip dry overnight. So now, as you guys can see, the end is still a little frizzy. So what I actually did trim the wig. I can't even talk. So where you see my fingers, that's exactly where I trimmed it. And as you guys can see, those ends are a little bit more fresh. I trimmed it exactly where you saw my fingers. So now the ends are a little bit more blunt. And I'm just going to let that hang dry. So now it is dry, I believe, in this clip. I let it dry overnight, so it's dry. As you guys can see, the waves are coming back and it's looking all nice. I have not combed it yet, guys. Don't comb your synthetic wig while wet because it does affect the curl pattern when it dries. So now it is dry, it's trimmed. The next morning, I just plopped this wig on my head. I have not combed this wig out yet, guys. So as this was hanging dry, I just put it on my head right now. I put a little headband because, I didn't secure the lace, so I didn't want y'all to see how I didn't blend my lace yet. So I just put the headband on to cover that part. But now this is the first time I am combing out the wig. I am combing out from ends to root, just really making sure that I just detangle this hair. As you guys can see, the ends look so much better. Trimming it did help. Conditioning and whatever probably helped a little bit. And I'm really just going to just detangle. Like, I'm just going to fully detangle. Like I said, this is the first time I have detangled since I have washed throughout the whole wash process. So now the hair is all detangled, all smooth. As you guys can see, it's looking all nice and revived. The ends are looking a lot more blunt. Like, this is what it looks like standing up. And the next step, guys, I'm not done yet. So the next step is I like to take a little bit of mousse. So you can use any mousse. This is like a L'Oreal one that I got at Target. And I'm just going to shake up the mousse and spray a little bit into my hands. I put a little bit too much, but who cares? And I like mousse to specifically on my ends because it calms frizz. So if there's any additional frizz, mousse really just kind of smooths it out. And then any excess, I just kind of bring it up to the top. But as you guys can see on the top, there's not that much frizz. So I didn't really focus the mousse on the frizz on the end. I didn't focus the mousse on the roots. I really focused on the end. And I like to scrunch a little bit just because this wig is a little wavy and I felt like scrunchy, it kind of helped a little bit. It kind of reinforced that wave again. So after I scrunch, I just kind of hold it up for like 5 seconds or so. If you have curly wigs, this is probably something you should do. And just to reinforce that curl pattern so that when it dries, it has a little bit more of a wave to it. And that is actually like the finished look. So this is it later on after I've worn it out. This is after a couple hours later, so you guys can see like what this really looks like afterwards. As you guys can see, it's all nice and revived and it looks all nice and new. So I like to do this process pretty much like every week to kind of revive my wig. Like, I don't wait till my wig is like tarnishing before I do this. I do this every week just to upkeep and maintain this wig. So even though I felt like the wig was a little bit more revived, I still felt like the ends were a little bit frizzy. So I decided, I'm just going to straighten this wig out. I straightened this wig out on, I believe, I varied between 350 and 370 degrees. I didn't go higher than 370 degrees and I didn't go lower than 350 degrees. So I just straightened it out just because I felt like it did help really smooth out the frizz and the little bits of frizz that were still left in the ends. Straightening it out really just was like another way of reviving this wig. So this is what it looks like completely straight. This is, yeah, still the same wig. I know it looks completely different, but it is still the same wig, just completely straightened out. Okay, so that is everything. That is the wash process. I didn't show the styling process because honestly, it varies. Sometimes I do straighten it out. And sometimes, like for example, this one, I curled it. I didn't straighten it before I curled it. I just washed it like you saw in the video. And then I just took my curling iron and curled it. So that's why I didn't show how to style it, because it changes during the week. Sometimes I may wear it in its natural state. Just brush it out, apply some mousse, and wear it for the week. Or sometimes, like I said, I will grab my flat iron it through, which usually helps revive it a little bit more. I find that for synthetic wigs that are like old, like past a week or two, I feel like heat is what you really need, okay? As much as I try to avoid heat with synthetic wigs, hey, heat is what really revives your wig. Curling the wig with the curling iron like this, for example, straightening it with the flat iron really revive it. So if you're finding that you have trouble, I'm speaking for wigs that are like in a loose curl or straight naturally. I'm not talking about like super duper curly wigs or something like that, because obviously you don't really want to like straighten it to revive it, because then like you're not really reviving it, you're just changing the complete curl pattern. But for example, this wig, which is the same one in the video, came naturally kind of wavy, so straightening it out wasn't really, you know what I mean, it wasn't like a big difference. So if you're having issues with it looking frizzy on the ends or whatever, just straighten it out, curl it out, or do something, and I promise you, after you've wash it and condition it first, and then after that you can go and apply heat, and you'll see that it will revive. It should revive. But that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next